what brought me to Iyengar yoga was that there was something serious going on in these places, and I liked what was coming out, the people that were coming out. So I was drawn by something, that there was something getting passed on in these schools. I mean, there wasn't many of them, there was only a few schools, but there was a sense of vitality. A very important point, I think, of vitality coming through from the lineage that was coming out of India, even though it was still early days, 1983 I started, and that's what drew me in. So I met Guruji in 1984 when he came to Australia, the first time he came to Australia, and he was, I don't know, he must have been in his 60s then. And we were at Ascham School in Sydney, and there was very few people in comparison to what goes to China or goes to these huge conventions that he later did. There was very few. And he stood up on the stage, and I swear the room was like vibrating with stillness and readiness. Because when you do yoga, you're the participant, you're the worker, and you're looking at the teacher. When you come to a speaker, you're sitting there and invisible. So suddenly there's this exchange going to happen. And I'm there about to work, and he's about to teach, and he teaches. And it was a very, you have a sense with people always about what they do inside, or, you know, I knew that I was with someone who was a master, and I felt that. And I had a particular experience where he could see that I was a sort of, you know, tall and unintegrated young woman, and called me up and said, do Tadasana next to me, and he came up to my shoulder. And it was the first, I'd been doing yoga for a year before I met him, and I'd been very engaged from the beginning. I'd really liked it. I'd bought the book, I'd practiced each day, and you know, it was what I was starting to rotate around in my day, was this yoga practice. It just brought me to life. And when I was up on the stage, then I had the experience of of when a teacher touches you, a teacher sees something, engages with you on that close level. It's very profound. I did Tadasana for the first time, and I ongoingly do Tadasana. Yeah, so it was that experience of being near him and his dynamic quality and life-giving quality that was there, yeah. So many years I went back to India. For 35 years I went back to India, maybe more. And I went each year, mostly. And I went back where I learnt and come home and I'd practice. I always felt like I was coming back to a family where I was welcomed generously, in a way that only a teacher welcomes you. You know, it's not a friendship. It's a particular, you're welcomed back on your track to go forward again. So it wasn't intimate in that sense of that way, but it was, you know, I came to work. I always felt he was very gracious with me. I got the number of kicks that was necessary. I guess we grow up and we see things differently. I would say the main thing was that he was always a teacher. He was always the guru that I'd come to work with. I believe that how you hold that in your heart is very important, because that's the teacher for always, in every way. So I continued to do that. I mean, there's always things going on, and but that's always been important to me, how you hold the teacher, not to crumple them.